The new X model. Exterior. Windshield wipers. Windshield. Hood. Bumper. Headlight. Signal light. Trunk. Gas tank. Interior. Steering wheel. Dashboard. Ignition. Rear view mirror. GPS. Glove compartment. Brake pedal. Gas pedal. Automatic transmission. Seat belt.
International traffic signs. Speed limit. No entry. Pedestrian crossing. Stop. No passing. Danger. Parking area. No parking. You must always wear your seatbelt. You should drive carefully, and you should not speed. You must obey the road signs.
A.
What does that sign mean? You must not pass.
B. What's the first thing a driver should do?
Drivers should put on their seat belts.
What shouldn't a driver do?
Drivers shouldn't drive too quickly.
Very well, Brandon. Please start the engine. Now, I'd like you to drive carefully along this road until we come to the traffic light.
Should I turn left or right at the light?
I'll tell you when we get there. Brandon, you must hold the steering wheel with both hands.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you know how fast you're going?
I don't know. I can't take my eyes off the road.
Well, you're doing 40 and the speed limit downtown is 25. You must slow down. Look out!
Oops, I'm sorry.
You almost hit that car. Please, stop there on the right. Very good, Brandon. Now, I want you to park properly. Slowly, Brandon.
That was good, wasn't it?
Phew! Parking was the best thing you did. In more ways than one.
You should obey the driving laws. You shouldn't pass on the right. You must be 18 to get a license. You mustn't go over the speed limit.
George, I want you to drive slowly and carefully and put on your seatbelt. We have plenty of time.
What time is your flight, Dad?
At 6 p.m.
That's in 3 hours. You have 2 extra hours. The trip to the airport is less than an hour.
You should always arrive at least 2 hours before departure. We might run into traffic at this time of day. Why are we taking this road?
Because it's quicker.
You can't be serious. You should use the highway. It's faster because it's more direct. Turn right at the next traffic light. Hey, don't go so fast. Slow down.
Dad, the speed limit here is 70 kilometers per hour, and I'm doing 60.
Be careful. You almost hit that car. You have to watch out for traffic.
Your ending. What do you think George's response is?
1. Okay, Dad. You know the first rule of safety. Don't talk to the driver. 2. Okay, Dad. You drive. 3. Dad, why don't you get a cab?
Is right right? Why must you drive on the right side of the road in some countries and on the left side of the road in other countries? Investigate the question, and you find a lot of confusion on right versus left. About a quarter of the world drives on the left, and most of those countries used to be British colonies. In England, people drive on the left, but on escalators, they stand on the right, so that people who are in a hurry can go up on the left. In Japan, they drive on the left too, but people usually stand on the left on escalators. There are different explanations for the use of right versus left. Some people believe that it is a natural tendency to walk or drive on the right. This is because most people are right-handed. We can look back in history for reasons people move on the right or left of the road. Some people say that in Europe hundreds of years ago, people rode their horses on the left. This way, their sword was between them and anyone who was coming toward them in the opposite direction. They were ready to pull out their sword and fight to defend themselves with their right arm. There is also evidence that the ancient Greek, Egyptian, and Roman troops used to march on the left side. And in Rome, they made it law in the 1300s. So when and why did the right side become popular? One idea is that in the 1700s, people in France and in the United States started to use wagons with several pairs of horses and to drive on the right side of the road. It was easier for the drivers to sit on the left and control the horses with a whip in the right hand. And it was safer if other vehicles passed on the left so the drivers could see the distance between vehicles. Some people say that in England, people always drove on the left, and in France, people always drove on the right. In any case, Napoleon, a ruler of France, ordered people to drive on the right side in the early 1800s. France conquered many countries at that time, and so these countries drove on the right. But France didn't conquer England, so England kept its custom of driving on the left. In the 20th century, there was a trend to the right. Many cars were made in the United States, and they were made for driving on the right side of the road. As recently as 1967, Sweden changed its laws. Now, people in Sweden must drive on the right. So, right or left? Just follow the customs of the country where you are, and be sure to drive carefully on that side.